welcome back to my channel. My name is Miranda. I haven't been on YouTube in forever. So the last time I made a video, I believe, was last fall semester, which was last year, my freshman year of college. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions on my Instagram pages, and I asked on all three, and I only got responses on my fitness and my main. There's not that many questions because a lot of people didn't answer the poll. So I'm just going to go more in depth with my answers, as this is going to be probably like my first video, even though I made a video. We're gonna get started. Rolling in with the first question we have from Samantha, and it's basically saying, how do I stay motivated while working out on lockdown? So this March we went into a strict lockdown, so literally almost nothing was open besides convenience stores like gas stations and the grocery store. Beginning of March of 2020, we went into the big lockdown, like the serious one. I actually went to Puerto Rico in February, January, February, I think it was the beginning of February, and this is when literally absolutely no one knew that coronavirus was a thing. And I knew because I was just like searching on the web and I saw it and I'm like, So my boyfriend and I was like, well, we should get masks. Like, let's just be safe. Let's get some gloves. Let's get some masks. And they didn't have anything. At that time, everything was sold out. So the people that did know were buying everything. Puerto Rico was fine. No one really knew of the virus at all. There was no restrictions. There was no food placements. Everything was open. And then when we got back to the United States, everything went to crap. That's when we rolled in the actual mandated wear masks, and we were in lockdown for 3 months. And this is when I gained 30 pounds. It was in my bulk, so I was already heavy. I was sitting at like 180. 3 months of off and on working out and trying to decide like if I wanted to work out. It was not good because I have absolutely no motivation to work out at home, even though I have the equipment. Then everything started opening again during the summertime. That's when everything started rolling in, and my gym started opening again, and they had not mandated masks, but it was required or respectful to wear a mask. And I did go sometime without wearing one because no one was wearing one, and then I've been going consistently for a few months now wearing one even though no one wears one, because I just feel not necessarily safer, I just feel safer for others when I wear one. Like, I honestly could give a crap less about myself. It's just the fact of making sure others are more comfortable. Even before the lockdown and now, I still wipe off my equipment like crazy. I wipe off my dumbbells, I wipe off the seats, I wipe off the handles. I even wipe off the things to change the weight if I'm using machines. I wipe off the plates for back squats or anything, or hip extensions. Anything I'm doing with plates, I make sure to wipe them off really good since I was touching them. So sorry, I'm like off the question. How do I stay motivated? My motivation strictly comes from like my mental health. Like, I tell myself it's like missing a therapy session, and I don't go to therapy anymore because my family can't afford it and our insurance doesn't cover it. Very important to me to just go and let anything that's bothering me on my mind just, like evaporate out of my body, because that's what fitness is for me. So my next question is from Mackenzie, and it basically is saying, what inside me inspires me to be me, like my internal inspiration. Back on the mental health talk, like I said, I've been through a lot of shitty things in my life, whether it's dealing with high school and my mental health, going to rehab, if you want to say, for mental health reasons. It was like a drug dependency and mental health facility, being put in and out of the hospitals from suicide attempts. That I realized that what inspires me, what drives me every single day, is the potential that one day I can help people that are struggling. And it's not necessarily the mental health aspect itself. It's something way deep and personal than that in my life. And that is why I'm studying criminal justice, is because I have such an advocacy to help other people. My writing, because I can tell a story in ways that it feels like you're actually there. And I've had many compliments on my writing. I'm just so hard on myself, especially when it comes to my writing, that I just feel like sometimes it's not good enough. Getting up every day, knowing like what I've been through in my life, and the fact that I'm still here. And of course, there's still days where I'm just like, I have relapses. Every single day I wake up, something inspires me, and it's the fact that I'm still here after everything I've been through, after all my attempts, that I'm still walking. And I post little like things on my Instagram story saying like, oh, make today a good day, or like if you need help with mental health and this and that. And I know those things can be really cheesy and tacky, but I actually fully like put my 100% heart into those things because I know what it's like to be in a position where no one listens to you. No one is there for you, and if someone is there for you, they can't necessarily physically be there for you. Basically, what inspires me every single day is rolling out of bed and just knowing that my story matters and that in the moment it didn't. And this is 4 years worth of my story that I have to tell through paper and pen. I can't sit down in a YouTube video all over again and tell my story like I did a few years ago. It's just not the same. Someone once told me, okay, this is really random. Someone once told me that look at all the attempts you've had in your life and God still has you here. And whether you believe in God or not, I still contemplate whether I fully believe in a man in a white chair in the sky. I definitely do believe in a creator, and I definitely believe in God in a sense. I just don't necessarily abide by everything in the Bible and strictly believe that stuff. I'm a very open-minded person, and it's changed my life ever since they told me that. And it was literally a random comment on TikTok. Crazy how such small words can really impact someone's life, and I feel like they never would even know that it changed me unless I told them, and I don't even know who the person is anymore because I deleted the video. As Madeline asked, what are my fitness goals short-term and long-term? So short-term, honestly, the gym's just, it's an outlet. It's just like a therapy. It's like a therapy session. It's the office. It's a place where I can be in my own head and I'm not being judged, I'm not being looked at, etc. And honestly, I thought going into the gym I'd be judged, and rarely do I ever notice people judging me or looking at me. It isn't just like the physical aspect to me, and a lot of people do like the physical aspect. A lot of people do like it because it feels really good for their health and they necessarily don't care about like losing weight or gaining weight. And in the beginning, that's how I was, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to change your body in fitness. It's just like it was such an unhealthy thing for me, and it still sort of is that I become obsessed with my weight and what I eat and all this crap. And a lot easier on myself lately with I can eat chocolate, I can eat gummy worms, I can eat candy, pop, anything. I'm literally drinking a Coca-Cola right now. Long-term goals is I don't necessarily want to become a certified trainer or anything. I have had some people tell me like, hey, you should look into this, or someone close to me asked if I would be interested in like pursuing a degree in fitness, and that's no offense to people that do that, but that's not what my life path is about. I know I'm destined for much more than that, and with everything I've been through, I want to portray that into my future. Honestly, long term is my short term. I'm just in it for the ride. It's enjoyable. It's like meditation to me. Like if I don't do it, I'll have a bad day. And some days at the gym are not always going to be the same as others. Some days are going to be like 4 exercises that just don't feel good, and then some days it's going to be 1 exercise that kills me. And today 1 exercise was back squats and it killed me. So Hannah asked, how do I deal with seasonal depression if I have it, and what do I do to cope? So I've dealt with seasonal depression for the past few years now, and this year is honestly nowhere near as bad. I've had a few hiccups, like just rough patches, and I do have depression in general. I've noticed that my depression hits a lot harder in the winter, and what I've been doing this year to actually help what I haven't been doing in the past is journaling, the gym, meditating once in a while is helpful, yoga. There was a few days I did some yoga stretches before bed, and I noticed I slept so much better. I was so much positive in the morning. Taking 10 minutes out of your night every single night to clean your room so you wake up to a clean space, because I'm pretty sure it's scientifically proven if you wake up to a cleaner environment, you're more prone to have a good day. So journaling, like I said, I like to write down the books I read. I recently got a little book nook thing for Christmas that basically like says like the book title about the book, and I've been doing that. I did that last night. Reading in general, I have a crap ton of books. I have books all over, and you guys are literally hanging on a ponytail on a tripod because my tripod is just really whack. Plants, I have my plant Alfred right here. He makes me very happy. I don't know how he's still alive, so don't ask. I do feed him, but it's cold. It's like in the negatives, and I don't know how he's alive. Maybe he's a winter plant. Oh, the biggest thing is I've been focusing more on my vitamin C and D intake. So I planned this during the summer, and I was like, I'm gonna eat more vitamin C and D. And I've been eating a lot of oranges lately, and I do get canker sores, so it really does suck. But I noticed that the more foods, or you could even take supplements, vitamins. With vitamin C and D, I noticed that my emotions are a lot more leveled. It's just so many little things you can do, but at the end of the day, that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna fully help. It's just a way to cope sometimes. I'm sorry if anyone is dealing with seasonal depression, because it really does suck. And living in a cold state like Minnesota, it can get as cold as like -20, and it sucks because there's nothing to do. Fatty, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, asked on my fitness account if I'm married. I'm not married, but I do have a promise ring, and I am in a relationship of almost 2 years now. We have had talk about, you know, marriage and kids, but that's kind of like every traditional relationship, I think. Maybe, I mean, my past relationship, I didn't talk about that stuff as much, but we do have hopes of potentially getting married one day. This question like just bothers me in general, because, not like offense to you, but there's a lot of things with traditional marriage that I just don't agree with. And yes, it can be coming from the feminist standpoint of myself, but I just don't agree with certain ceremony parts of the wedding. Like, the wedding is a ceremony itself. And there's just some things that I really looked into that kind of make me feel like I don't even want to get married. Like, I want to get married with, yes, the love of my life, with this my boyfriend, but less traditional, you know, like 2000s Gen Z whatever wedding. That's perfectly fine. I would like to thank everyone for asking me questions on my Instagram. I didn't get as many responses as I wanted, but that's perfectly fine, because this video is gonna be as long as it is, because I went in pretty depthful, that's not a word. I went in a lot of depth of these questions. So, like my channel information says, this is a safe place, so if you need to talk about anything, I'm more than willing to be here. I'll link my socials in the below, so if you need to message me about anything, mental health, friends, your dog, anything, I'm here to listen. So on that note, I will see you guys in my next video.